Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the end of January of 2022, and as we get very close to the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 5, a lot of fans are also looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, which by the way is going to have a large marketing run from mid to late March all the way up until sometime in May, right before its release date. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do make sure to post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really interact with you guys further. So it's even all the more exciting right now is the fact that we have a lot of things going on behind the scenes between George, John, and Dave with the development of all of these new Star Wars TV shows, these new Star Wars movies that are currently in the works. We also have a lot of new books, novels, and comics that are going to tie into all of that. And that's what's so exciting is exactly what they're all really kind of planning to do to really make this all the more expansive than even what Star Wars Legends was. So, with that being said, we already know that everything that lies between Disney and Lucasfilm is that they really are trying to bring in both Legends and the Disney canon and mixing it all together and to keep it as accurate as possible to what was done back in the 1990s and the early 2000s. Now obviously that's going to be a very tough task because certain timelines already exist, such as the sequel trilogy, such as, you know, what was done with the solo films like Rogue One and Solo: A Star Wars Story, etc., etc. So they have to kind of work around that a little bit here and there and make some changes to the overall history of Star Wars. Now, on top of this, alright, what's really interesting about what is being planned by Disney and Lucasfilm, alright? We already know that everything related to Star Wars as a whole is that they really are trying to do pretty much, you know, the unexpected. And this all lies with the character of Luke Skywalker. So with Disney and Lucasfilm getting ready to begin filming the Ahsoka series by this April, both Favreau and Filoni are also planning to announce a host of new Star Wars shows, both live action and animated, that will be unveiled at Celebration this year. However, it's noted that both John and Dave are planning something big for Celebration of 2022 that will involve the announcement of recasting Luke Skywalker from having Sebastian Stan become the new Luke Skywalker for a planned Young Luke series, currently dubbed as Star Wars Jedi Knight, that is aimed to debut sometime in 2024 during the holiday season. Now further, it's described that this recast has been in the cards for the longest time, and is now finally moving forward fast and effectively. Stan has been in the talks with Jon Favreau for a number of months now on playing the role of Luke Skywalker, where it's described that they aim to do a Luke recast for the show, as using entirely, of course, CGI and de-aging technology for a whole show would be way too expensive. Meanwhile, for Season 3 of Mando, they plan to use the CGI version of Luke that will actually have a handful of season scenes and won't be considered the main character. Now, let me just, say something here. The fact that they are going to be utilizing new technology for both Mando Season 3 and Season 4 is pretty interesting, because I know that a handful of fans out there, not the majority, but a handful of fans thought that Luke Skywalker looked like a video game character in The Mandalorian Season 2's finale. And yes, I mean, I could partially agree with that. There are some key shots or mannerisms that kind of came off like that, but in the grand plan of things by Favreau, Filoni, and Peyton Reed, I think that they did a fantastic job with what we got. For starters, with such amazing technology of mixing, Mark Hamill's mannerisms and, using Max and using, of course, all of that in combination with each other, they did a fantastic job. In fact, if you guys want to go ahead and watch the making of how they really did that in great detail, it is on the Disney Plus gallery. You guys can go ahead and check that out, the making of the Season 2 finale. They really dive deep into how they really developed Luke into the way that he was, and they're taking it a step further with Season 3. But ultimately, with the Young Luke series currently dubbed as Star Wars Jedi Knight, that is when we will finally be able to get a recast of Luke in the form of an actual actor, a new, younger actor playing him, and that, of course, is being planned for Sebastian Stan. So, moving past this, alright, further it's said that Sebastian Stan is set to make a cameo also as the new Luke Skywalker toward the very end of The Mandalorian Season 4 in 2023, with a time jump that is actually planned at the end of that series to tie it directly into Star Wars Jedi Knight. Now, the new series that is in the works is said to revolve around the ones closest to Luke Skywalker. This is set to involve those like Ben Solo, Lor San Tekka, and even Leia, that is set to make some form of a cameo in future Star Wars TV shows, including this one. Now, Sebastian Stan is said to begin studying young Mark Hamill's mannerisms and the way he acted during his young adult life in order to try and become as close to Mark as possible from the original trilogy movies. In addition, it's said that Sebastian will also go through a ton of training during the beginning of 23 before they begin, of course, to plan on filming the series sometime during the end of that year to get it ready by holiday of 2024. Both the Ahsoka series and Mando Season 4 are said to tease the young Luke series and what's to come for the character. Now, both Favreau and Filoni know that casting the character, recasting specifically, can be tricky, and so they are going by what the fans want, just as they did with Rosario Dawson becoming Ahsoka. This was a fan cast made into a reality, and that's exactly what John and Dave are now going to do with Luke by Sebastian. The announcement plans are also said to be very special to the fandom, and of course with Luke by Sebastian. The announcement plans are said to be very special to the fandom overall, and that they want to make it special by also including Mark Hamill on the stage to present the plans of recasting Luke Skywalker, where Hamill, however, is said to be involved for Mando Season 3, which is going to excite fans further as John and Dave are using some new kind of technology for the series that will make Luke appear far more realistic than how he appeared in Season 2. So, here's the deal about this, alright? We already know that Luke is going to have some kind of major deal in Season 3. We talked about how there are a lot of scenes that are planned for young Luke Skywalker's Jedi training temple with Grogu, how that's going to tie directly into the flashbacks of Order 66 being redone, and they are planning to use that format again in Mando Season 3. So the flashbacks that we got in the beginning of the Book of Boba are now going to be used in the same way for Grogu in Mando Season 3 while he's at Luke Skywalker's Jedi training temple. That's going to go back and forth to unveiling new secrets about what happened in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and that's going to tie directly into what Ahsoka talked about in The Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 16, I believe it was. So that's a very interesting way to connect everything all together between the prequels, the last season of Mando, and what's going to be done in Mando Season 3, and how it really kind of creates these saga-wide implications using the character of Grogu and how he's going to become all the more legendary than ever before and more tied directly in to the Skywalker lineage and to the prequel trilogy movies specifically. You got to remember that Grogu is 50 years old. A lot of casual fans don't seem to know that. I know when I say, how Grogu is, going to be involved with all these flashbacks in which those scenes have already been filmed, people get very confused. How in the world would that be possible? Well, Grogu is 50 years old during the time of The Mandalorian, so just keep that in mind. So, overall, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. What do you think about Sebastian Stan becoming Luke? Is he the right choice? Is he not the right choice? I would love to hear your opinion below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.